The power of friendship has become a joke. We associate it with shouting, glowing eyes, and impossible comebacks. Something childish, fake, and convenient. And honestly, that reaction makes sense. Because real friendship doesn't feel empowering most of the time. It feels complicated, heavy, sometimes suffocating. Real friendship doesn't magically solve problems, it creates new ones. It makes their failures personal. It forces you to stay when leaving will be easier. And that's why the stories that actually understand friendship doesn't treat it as a weapon, they treat it as a force. Something that reshapes you, whether you want it or not. Today I want to talk about the actual power of friendship through four relationships, not because they're healthy, but because they're honest. V and Johnny Silverhand from Cyberpunk, Harry Dubois and Kim Kitsuragi from Disco Elysium, Naruto and Sasuke together with Eren and Armin. None of these friendships makes life easier, they make it inevitable. V and Johnny are trapped together, not metaphorically, not emotionally, but physically. Johnny Silverhand lives in V's head, rewriting their memories, their reactions, their sense of self. This is friendship at its most invasive. Johnny doesn't encourage V, he contaminates him. He mocks his morals, he pushes him towards violence, and he calls his attempts at meaning naive. And the scary part? He's not always wrong. Over time, V starts thinking with Johnny instead of against him. This is the real power of relationship. Identity erosion. Friendship here doesn't support who you are. It challenges whether you even exist as a stable thing. Johnny represents a version of V that's given up on hope, legacy, and restraint. And by living with him long enough, V has to decide, do I reject this voice or do I let it become mine? That's not inspiring, that's terrifying, but it's real, because some friendships don't lift you up. They sit inside you and whisper alternatives until you can't tell where your thought ends and theirs begin. Harry Dubois wakes up already broken. There's no before version of him we can return to, no clean slate. And King Kitsuragi doesn't arrive as a savior, he arrives as a co-worker, quiet, servant, and skeptical. And slowly, almost invisibly, he becomes the most important person in Harry's life. Not because he believes in Harry's potential, but because he believes in process. King doesn't tell Harry he's a good person, he waits to see if Harry acts like one. This is friendship stripped of fantasy. No speeches, no unconditional loyalty, just presence. Kim watches Harry fail again and again, and still chooses to walk beside him, but not blindly. If Harry spirals, Kim reacts. If Harry improves, Kim notices. That balance is everything, because when someone is completely lost, blind encouragement feels fake. What keeps them grounded is respect earned slowly. Kim's friendship doesn't give Harry confidence, it gives him responsibility. And that's powerful in a way most stories ignore. Friendship here isn't emotional intensity, it's structure. A reminder that even when you hate yourself, someone is still watching. And that watching means your actions matter. Naruto and Sasuke is often framed as destiny, rivalry, or brotherhood. But at its core, it's something messier. It's fear of abandonment. Naruto doesn't chase Sasuke because it's logical. He chases him because losing Sasuke will confirm his worst belief, that bonds are temporary, that people live, and that connection is fragile. Sasuke understands this and rejects it. For Sasuke, bonds are liabilities, they slow you down and they make you hesitate. So when Naruto keeps coming back again and again, refusing to give up, it feels less like friendship and more like a threat. This relationship is important because it shows something uncomfortable. Friendship can become obsession. Naruto's refusal to let go isn't morally pure. is emotionally desperate. But that desperation is exactly what saves Sasuke. Not logic, not redemption arcs, but someone who refuses to stop believing, even when belief is irrational. The real power of this friendship isn't strength, it's persistence, the willingness to stay emotionally invested long after it stops making sense. Eren and Armin start with the same dream, freedom, but they interpret it differently. Armin believes freedom comes from understanding the world. Eren believes it comes from destroying what cages you. Their friendship fractures when beliefs turn into action. And here's the tragedy. Eren never stops caring about Armin. He just decides that caring means choosing for him. This is where friendship becomes dangerous, where love turns into justification. Eren commits atrocities not despite friendship, but because of it. Because in his mind, the future he creates will spare his friend from suffering. And that's the darkest truth this relationship reveals. Friendship can blind you morally. It can convince you that your perspective is the only one that matters, that other lives are acceptable losses. Eren doesn't betray Armin emotionally, he betrays him ethically. And Armin has to live with that, with the knowledge that he mattered enough to be protected, but not enough to be consulted. Now look at what this relationship have in common. Johnny destabilizes V. Kim stabilizes Eri. Naruto anchors Sasuke. Eren overrides Armin. Friendship isn't one thing. It can erase you, hold you together, trap you, or push you past your moral limit. The power of friendship isn't victory, it's influence. It shapes how you see yourself, what you justify, and what you're willing to become. That influence doesn't disappear when the friendship breaks, it stays. So we don't keep telling friendship stories because they're comforting, we tell them because they are unavoidable. Everyone is shaped by someone, and long after the plot ends, the question remains, who changed you? And did they save you, or just make you different? That's the real power of friendship. Not that it wins battles, but that it leaves marks you never fully erase. If you've come to the end, then thanks for watching, and if you've enjoyed the video, then please consider subscribing, leaving a like and a comment. See you in the next one.